Within 4 minutes of the City Hall closing, an absent notice, plaintiff was personally seized and handcuffed. His recording device was seized, and he was placed under arrest. I was wondering if I could rent this commons area after 4 o'clock.
Do we do that?
You do, for wedding showers, all kinds of stuff.
The mayor's office does it.
Ah, yes. It's our favorite pepper, Chili de Castro, and he's getting heated. Why? Because he wants to rent a public building for his personal use. I'll be correcting him throughout the video, but let's start with his claim that the building is rented for wedding showers and things like that. Huh! According to the Ironton Tribune, quote, as a general rule, the city doesn't rent the lobby out to private individuals and hasn't for years. Some public events are held there, like Wizard Fest events, and the city's safe trick-or-treating, end quote. So I don't know where he's getting the idea that he can rent the building, although to be fair, it appears he's been getting a lot of bad information recently. Yikes. Anyway.
All right, I can give you a paper and have you fill it out. Give me 1 second.
So it looks like we're going to move it to the city center. Make sure you guys bring a printer down.
Oh, the mayor has to approve it, so it won't be today.
Okay, Sammy. There it is, Sammy. There's your document, Sam. I signed it right there. That's where Sammy's signature goes. Right there. Right there. Right there. Sam Cramblett. We want to use the city center.
Okay, a few problems. That form he's using states at the very tippy top that it must be filed 5 days before the time intended for the parade or procession of assemblage. He filed it and expected it to be immediately granted. It doesn't take 20 years of studying the Constitution to figure out why that didn't work out. The second problem is that this form is for parade-style activities. If we look up the ordinance listed at the bottom of the form, we discover that not only does this fall under the traffic code, but the first line of the ordinance establishes the form is for activities on streets and highways. Now, this isn't Chili's fault necessarily. It was the form that he was apparently given. But if this is the closest thing the city has to a form for renting the lobby of the building, maybe the lobby isn't usually rentable. Also, what on earth is that address? It's almost as if he knew it wasn't going to work out and therefore put in the minimum amount of effort. Moving on.
And if the cops want to come and try to trespass us, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. And you know what we will do? Peacefully surrender. Peacefully surrender. Take us to the dungeon. Show it. Let me see what it looks like in there. Arrest me. Take me to your dungeon. And by the way, just so you guys know, that's called a conscientious objector. When someone openly objects to the rule of law and is willing to go to jail because violating the rule of law. If you stay in a place after they tell you to leave, you're violating the rule of law. But this is the city center and Sam's ducking me. So, Sam, you're welcome to go ahead and call the police and put a warrant for my arrest. And the cops are welcome to come here and arrest me. You're welcome to do so.
Fantastic. He's establishing he understands that what he is doing is an arrestable offense and that he intends to be arrested for it. But there's something else I want to address.
Sam Cramblett, we're going to rent the city center here, and we're going to pay a fee. You guys can come down to the city center. I'll be teaching classes right here. As soon as you get here, classes begin. Come down to the city center, to the Commons. Is that where we are? Yes. Everybody come down to the city center. Come on down right now. I'm ready to start classes. We will rent this city center. This is a tax-funded city building. We are renting this tonight. Come on down to the city center. I'm right down here at the Ironton City Center. I'm at the Ironton City Center. I'll be here. We're renting this location because the taxpayers here own this building. The taxpayers here fund this building.
Yeah, that's not how taxes work. Paying taxes doesn't give you the right to access government buildings whenever or however you want. Oh, what's that? It's a public lobby? Yeah, it stops being open to the public at 5 p.m. He's arrested after 5 p.m., but I'm getting ahead of myself. Also, he knew the building closed at 5, and we know that because of this.
Ma'am, are you closing the city? Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. What are you doing? Ma'am, it's not 5 o'clock.
But what about that original claim that he was arrested without warning?
Building's closed.
Okay, sir. Thank you for telling me.
Building's closing, sir. You guys have to leave.
We're not leaving. We're protesting. Terry. It's Terry versus Ohio. That's what Terry versus Ohio is. It's detainment. They killed the lights on us. That's fine. That's fine. They killed the lights. That's perfectly fine. We're protesting. Oh, here comes all the cops. Film them all.
Okay, Jose M. DeCastro, cease and desist your disorderly conduct or you will be arrested.
I'm more than willing.
Jose M. DeCastro,
I hear you right here, man.
vacate right now or you'll be arrested.
I'm more than willing to go with you.
Jose M. DeCastro, you will?
If you're going to arrest me, if I'm under arrest, I'll go with you.
All right, let's
Please don't touch me. No, I'm not. You're not putting my. I'm willing to go.
Whoa. Hang on, I got this.
Five warnings.
5 is numbered.
And for those of you saying,
He said he would leave if they were going to arrest him.
no, watch the video. He said he would go with them if he was under arrest. Remember, he'd already established he intended to be arrested. So what can we boil this down to? DeCastro knew he didn't have permission to occupy that space. DeCastro knew the building closed at 5. DeCastro knew staying past 5 was a crime. DeCastro intended to stay past 5 and intended to be arrested for doing so. DeCastro was warned 5 times to cease his activity and or leave. Guilty as charged. I'm not actually qualified to do that, but like, it meets the elements. And yet people are still trying to claim he was unlawfully arrested. What a joke. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Hit that like button if you like this video. Hit the dislike button if you didn't. Subscribe for more nonsense like this. Join as a member to get access to this kind of content early, plus content nobody else gets to see. Support this channel by visiting my Patreon, Etsy, or Friday streams. And until the next time, be good, stay safe. All right, I got to chime in here. That's literally what Chili is doing.